Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would go ahead and type the number 1 in the comment section, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Text messages just don't stop, huh? All right. Good morning, everybody. Say, hey, good morning, sir. How are you? Fantastic. As we get started here this morning, and we do have a lot to get through, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations, all right? And if you like what you see here, then go ahead and follow along with us, not just on YouTube, which is great if you do. We love followers on all of our social platforms. But that's just it. Across multiple platforms, we've got different things come out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Make sure you're staying up as part of that, all right? Morning there, Kevin. Morning, Robert, Erica, JR. Hey, Paula Joan, good morning. All right. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead and jump in, and I want to start off with the futures. So normally I get up in the morning, very first thing I do, get myself ready, and I get ready for a workout, right? And I get a little workout in real quick. I do them from home right now with it's too cold outside to go running, so I just do a workout in the house. I got up late this morning, so didn't get a chance to get the workout in first thing in the morning. So what I did is what I call a power shoveling. And I went outside for 20 minutes straight, hardcore, just shovel as fast as you can. I'm throwing it in the street. I'm throwing it in the backyard. I don't care. It's going to melt, right? I'm just throwing it all over the place. Man, 20 minutes of that workout, you're kicking your butt. Try it. And if somebody's like, well, we're in Florida. Don't rub it in. All right. You want to come here? I'll let you shovel mine. That's okay. So on the ES, guys, we're down 48 points right now. And if you look at what's happened in here, we got this big sell-off yesterday afternoon. I mean, big time sell-off in the ES yesterday afternoon. We opened up to the downside. We got right about here at 330 or so, and we took a drift to the downside. Why? The European Bank of England. I wrote it down purposely. First time since 2004 did 2 rate increases in a row. So, guys, when you see it's happening like this, we're going to see it. And I'm not saying we're getting 2 in a row. I'm not saying it's going to be quarter versus half. We're going to start to see the increases kick in this year. News reports now show that they expect 5. And there's even a contention that says 6 coming in this year, with the 6th one having a very small percentage, maybe 20% chance that it's going to happen. But the 5, they're pretty high up. The first 4 are well over 60, 70%, depending on which one you're looking at. The 5th one is probably closer to 50 or 60%, I think it is. And the last one, 6, is about 20%. So it's much smaller. But we're down right now, 47, 48 points on the ES. YM, we're down 64. So not as bad as we're doing on the ES. When we look at the NQ, 318 points to the downside. Thank you, Facebook. Right? That's where it's all coming from, is Facebook. And I'll talk about the why when we get there, but 300 points to the downside. Man, oh, man, oh, man. One of Scalper Ed is in here today. Yeah, he is. Ed, how you doing this morning, my friend? You've been taking advantage of this a little bit? And then we got Russell, the RTY. We're down 10 points on the rut right now. There you go, Amos. First off, good morning. And then go down Facebook, go. I know it's too high a price. It's too high. And I'm not a fan of Zuckerberg, so I would really like to see them chuck him out. I think he's a young whippersnapper with way too much to say. We're down on Bitcoin, 850 points, so 2%. We're back down at that 36.5, 6 level or so, somewhere around there. Ethereum. ETH, we're down 109 points on Ethereum. And as we look at gold, so here's the interesting, right? We're down on the markets and gold is down also, 7 points. So it's not holding that inverse relationship right now. It doesn't always do it, but it certainly is a higher level. And then we get to crude, and crude we're down to $87 and jingle. So we're down about $1, about 1%. So nothing crazy there on crude, right? Okay. Let's go look at the trades that we did from yesterday. Zuck equals all hat, no cattle. There you go, Paula. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Excellent, Ed. I appreciate you jumping in earlier with that. So Ed said, good morning today on the micro YM. up 3%. Nice job. There you go. 3% on your money for one day, guys. And the market ain't even open yet, right? It's all pre-market stuff. Ed's dealing in Globex is what he's trading on the futures, right? So let's go look at the trades from yesterday. And this is it. This is the time. I'm going to ask you guys to drop in your trades that you did yesterday, particularly if any of them were from here, and not just the ones that I called out. You may have had somebody that had given us an idea yesterday that we looked at the end of the show that you said, oh, I like that stock. Let me go take a look at that one. So go ahead and drop those in. Morning, T-Chess. How you doing? Robert said, Microsoft bull put spread still working. Square bull put spread picked up a dime before noon. Nice. Very nice. Excellent, Robert. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So, guys, I've got three that I want to go over this morning. The very first one was AMD. If you remember that one, I had 3 check marks next to. And we immediately got a fail on AMD. And when we got this bounce, I'm looking at that saying, okay, that was our pullback and we're done. I did a bull put spread right around when the stock was at, I think it was about 124 or so ish, right? Right around there, maybe a few pennies higher. And I did the 128, 127 bull put spread. So obviously we're underwater a little bit right now. We're down at 123. So, and we're even down this morning, another $1.50. So, when you look at that position, I got in that position. I got 25 cents on that trade. I closed it out yesterday at 75 cents, which means I paid 50 cents out of pocket to get out of that trade. So cost me a little bit, but it wasn't crazy on that one. So I'm okay. All right. Next one was BSX. All right. So BSX, AMD was earnings. BSX was also earnings. I said a bear call spread above 43, right? So we got the nice drop down. We pulled back up. We failed, right? So I was able to get 21 cents credit on the BSX. I did the 43.44s, right? So we convert this over to vertical, 43.44 bear call spread. Right now it's trading at 8 by 18. It's got a mid price that says a 5. I don't know where they come up with their numbers on this, I guess. But maybe a dime. I guess you can get out for 5 cents. I don't know how you get out less than the bid, but I'm not sure. But it's gone down, so it's good. The value has gone down, which means my profit has gone up in it. And then Google. Guys, I need to go through Google a little bit. So when you look here, this is Google yesterday. We got this gap up. I got all the way up to my R4 pivots on here, and I got nothing on pivot points. I go, oh, you should take, there's nothing there, right? I have a proprietary series of pivot points that I use on Omega charts, and we're looking to hopefully get those released this year. And it's called large gap pivots. So let me take you over there for a second. All right, let's see, Google. All right. So these are the pivots from yesterday. Okay. You can see the lines that are setting up in here. Okay. These are our pivots from yesterday. Yesterday's close. I don't have intraday data on. This is all from yesterday. So here we've got R1. This blue line, the shorter blue line, is the pivot. Then down here, we've got the one line of the fib. And then down here, we've got our S1. Okay. So basically, it was right around 10 o'clock. I bought the 29.35 put options as we failed. So if we go back to TradeStation and look, if we look at 10 o'clock, actually, let's not be on this template. Let's go back here. All right, good. I'm going to zoom that in a little bit so it's bigger and easier to see. Okay. So I marked off the pivot. I've got the 29.6688, which is fib line number 1, which is right here. Right. So our blue line, I left it as white because I put blue for the pivot points on here. And we pushed through, right? We got down to the 96.88. We failed, right? So we failed down below. We came back up. We retested. And on this candle, we broke the 96.88 level. So I had a confluence between the large pivot and at 96.88. And on this candle, which was right about 10 o'clock, so that's the 9:55 to 10 o'clock candle, it's where I went ahead, bought the 29.35s, about $27. right? I'm not big about recording exact price. It's close enough. It's $27, right? We got down to about 10:25 in the morning, 15, 20, 25, and we hit that next pivot point. That was the S1 level, and took the exit on the trade. We were able to get out about 38.5, so that's about $10.5, 27, 30, $11.5 on that one. So really nice. I mean, super great setup on Google. And I said it, you got to watch pivots, guys. Intraday, you got to watch pivot points. If you look at these newsy items, which everything we talk about here on this update is all about news. It's what's happening now. What compelling reason is there to make the stock move? It's not, well, Snapchat's down 3 cents today. Who cares? Why is it down? Right? What's going on? What's driving it? Is that a compelling enough reason for the news to keep moving it? That's why so many of our candidates, we say, wait. The news is there, but it's not compelling to make it work for our needs. So great setup. Hopefully some of you guys are able to take advantage of that. Let's see. Morning THS. Alan said lots of N in the bias column. I'm in position 1 in the chair. All right. So what Alan's talking about is he's back here. Right? Position number 1 in the chair. Just kind of chilling, watching, trying to make that decision of where the right one is. PayPal up 34%, QQQ, AMD down 2 and 3%. So you got one that's up 34, the other two are down 2 and 3%. I love it. I love it. And we talked about PayPal yesterday, right? Because they got crushed yesterday. Yes, they did. I didn't take anything on PayPal. But with that, let's get rid of that one. Let's go take a look at today's candidates. All right, you can see my list right over here. I've got 2 of them on the bottom, DGX and UBS. Those are both, I mean, DGX is doing great, right? Down $3, almost 3.5, but they're monthlies. So there's nothing there, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go open this back up and we're going to jump into this alphabetical order. And we're going to look at ALGN first. Now they had earnings come out on ALGN. They're down $5.62. They were down, goodness gracious, $25 more than that. So a little bit of caution just based on what's happened with it. Let's get back to here. All right, we can actually draw a Fibonacci on this. Guys, one of the things I'll tell you is go ahead and just draw fibs on 10 stocks a day. Take the S&P 500 and for the next 50 days, just draw on 10 stocks a day. Every day, just draw fibs on 10 stocks. You'll be amazed in that 2 months of how much your drawing skills will improve if you'll just do that. You'll go back and look at the first ones you drew and go, really? That's where I chose? Okay, not anymore. So we're in a neutral bias, a bearish neutral bias right now. We're down 562 to 500, right? We actually need a 100-point level on here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go put the 500 in there. So here's what I do, 500. I change it over to a dark red, darkest one they've got. I change it to a dashed dot line. I know that's a 100-point level when my eyes see it. It's not a horizontal support or resistance level. So we're under the 500. I've got support at 489. So I've got $11 move to the downside. The stock moves about $27, $28 a day. All right. It's half of our Fibit. If you look at our Fibit here, half of that is the wildest average true range with a setting of 13. So I'd love to see this one get down below that 489. But right now, I'm not excited about it. So that's what I'm actually going to say. Stock details below 489. And we're going to look at a bear call spread above 500. Which is where we are now. Exactly to the penny at $500. Not for me. Biogen. Not for the faint of heart. At all. All right, just as a company. So its earnings, of course, we're down $7.50 right now on Biogen. Okay, so let's go look at the daily chart. And on Biogen, we're down at 217.5. So there's the 200 level. I've got a channel drawn on here. Actually, I've got a fib on there, not a channel. All right. Yeah. Older fib. Let's do this first. Let's pull this out. I don't know how that line got off so much. All right, that one is good there. Okay, so let's see. Can I get this one? Beautiful. All right, I was able to grab it. Okay, so right now we're at 217. So we're sitting down here. Good. I like it. Bearish bias. 8 is on the bottom, pink. 21 is in the middle, green. 55 is on top, brown. We're in a true bearish bias there. We are down below our Fibit. So we're looking at a bear call spread above 224. Remember, above that means 224 or above. Okay? So I do like this one. Keep in mind, you're not going to get a lot of open interest on Biogen. That's just who they are. But if we look at a bear call spread above 224, I've got 225, 27 half is at 65 cents for this week. So I'm all over that. I'm good with that. 250 spread, 50 cents. There's no reason to think about it for me. That's a 20% rate of return, 25% rate of return. I'm good. All right, so that's Biogen. I'm going to put a couple check marks next to Biogen. I do like it. They'll be one of the first ones I check in the morning. Next is Cardinal Health, CAH. All right, let's go back here. Cardinal Health is earnings. Big drop on chart-wise. Dollar-wise, it's about 2.25%. Okay, so let's go look at our intraday chart, our daily chart, and we're at 50.45. So we're down below that 50. Well, there's our 50 right there. We're at 50.45. All right, so I'm going to be looking at a bear call spread above 52. And we do have $1 actually. Wow. For those of you that want to dip your toe in the water with spreads, we've got 50-cent increments. So you got 52, 52 half was paying. Guys, if I can get 18 cents on a 50-cent spread, that's what? If it's 20 cents, it's easier math in my head. That's a 40% rate of return at 20 cents. Right? Assuming you're right in the trade, right? So, I like it. I like it a lot. All right? 3 check marks next to that one. We'll see after it's down to $1.15 and earnings are out now if it holds those numbers. Right? The next one is Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. Listen, guys, I'm not, I may not like some of the things he does and says, but you can't take anything away from him. The man is brilliant. Okay. Who else has created a platform like this? It's just not out there, right? It's not like this is an everyday thing. That doesn't mean I like them. Okay. And if you do, awesome. So Facebook down $75. Why? Oh, Apple is hurting us. $10 billion is expected. Billion dollars loss expected this year in revenue because of the iOS, Apple's new security measures they put in where you can opt out of the advertising. So they can't target you. Right now, I don't think Apple went after Zuckerberg. I think that's just what Apple feels is the best thing for its company and its clients. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. As an advertiser, I like the ability to do that. So we're moving away from Facebook with any ads that we do. We're going to other platforms that don't do that. But with that being said, they're getting hammered today. This is not news that I think they recover from easily. CNBC even posed the question to somebody this morning, do you think Zuckerberg is going to get thrown out because of this? All right. They said he was very late to the game of getting Reels up and running. They should have been doing that a year ago. They're only really putting the effort into it now. Blah, 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 blah. So when we look at Facebook, right now we're at 248, we'll call it. And I need to really scrunch down to 76. 251. Okay. So we're going to add a negative 1.618 in here. We need to check for Fibits required. So let me do this first. Let me get 5. Let's pull this out. And then let's scrunch again. All right. So, negative 1. Okay. What do we have here? 51 to 76. So if we call it 50 to 75, that's 25 points. I need a fib it in there. So I'm going to need one down below also, right? For sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this level in half. And again, folks, if you go to tradinglikeaboss.com, and I'll share it with you in a second. Sean, if you could drop that in. If you go to tradinglikeaboss.com, there's a free training up there. It's a 3-day series that you're getting email each day. It gives you an opportunity to practice a little bit before the next day comes out. There's a 3-day series on drawing fibs. You definitely want to get your hands on that series, right? Because it will show you techniques like how we draw fibs and fibbits and things like that. So it's a free training, tradinglikeaboss.com. All right, so we are down. We're down at 248. So we broke the 251 level in there. Wonderful. So guys, I am looking at a bear call spread above 251. I'm also looking for a long put. And you may have to consider pivot points. Right? You may need to add pivots in there to make that work. But I like this trade. 3 check marks, baby. I'm a big fan of anything that drops like this or goes up like that. You know, like Google up, Facebook down. I'm a big fan either way. All right. Next is First Solar. They're one of the few that were not earnings. They got a downgrade from Bank of America. They're down about $3.70 right now. So if we go and look intraday, so they're at 72 in jingle. So we're down here right now. So I'm going to look at a bear call spread above 74. But I need the stock to retest the $74 level. Right now it's at 72.66. So it's down here. Retest, fail, there's a bear call spread. Honeywell, HON, they're back in again on our list. The other day we had no print pre-market. Today we did. Honey. So it's earnings for them. They're down about $7 right now. So if we go back and look at the daily chart, they're sitting at $200 right now, which is a key level, right? 200. So we need a 100-point level in there. Keep double clicking instead of single. We need a 200-point level in there. So we're going to change it to 200 dash dot. Okay. All right. So we're there now and we've got support at 195. I'm going to wait on this one. Not a fan. Lilly, pictures of Lilly. Let's go look here. Earnings as well. They're flat right now, so we'll wait. Qualcomm. Guys, drop your candidates and what are the stocks you want me to look at? We'll have a few minutes left at the end here that I can do that. I'll take a look at that. Who was that? Paul, give me a minute. We'll take a look at Facebook again. All right. So drop your candidates in, guys. What do you want me to look at for today? I don't know if anybody else that's doing that where they're analyzing your stocks before the market opens based on the technicals of the daily chart and the pre-market of what it's doing now. So right now on Qualcomm, we're down 544. Qualcomm has an E next to it, E for excellent. Well, it's actually earnings, but they were down much more. They ran all the way down to 170 on the announcement, popped up a little bit today before rolling back over. So if we go and look at Qualcomm on the daily chart, I have a buddy of mine many years ago in the early 2000s, 4, 5, 6. This was all he traded. Just crushed it for a very long time. Just he got really good at one stock. So we had a ping pong trade in there yesterday between the two fib lines. We're right now at 183. So we're sitting just above our fib line. We really didn't get hammered that bad when you look at the price of the chart, what the technical looks like. In other words, I'm going to wait. Spotify, SPOT. Now, Spotify was one of the few that were not earnings related. One of the only two we had, actually. They have a report came out. There was a drop in user growth, big time. And not helping it are the Joe Rogan type things coming out, multiple artists asking to have their music taken off of the platform. I mean, we're talking not good news. Now, the CEO was on CNBC this morning and said, listen, we don't change our platform to suit, public opinion and blah, blah, blah. So they're going to hold firm a little bit on what they're doing. Good or bad, I don't have the answer. We'll see on that. But I like Spotify as a trading vehicle, period. Right? So right now we're down 24 points. We're sitting at 167.5. So actually, let me do this. All I have drawn on here right now is a channel. Let's go ahead and put a fib on here. All right, and we should have one here as well. Well, we had violated. Oh, actually, let's see. Which one do we need? Both are good. It's close. 84.80. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use this one here. Since we have not violated the negative 618 yet at this point on the close. Let's pull that out. So where are we now? 167.5. So great. We got down below that 169 level. Right? I'm going to put 3 check marks next to Spotify. I like the pattern. So I'm going to be looking at a bear call spread above 169. Actually, I'm going to put above 170. And I'm also going to be looking at a long put / pivot points. All right, excellent. One more. T-Mobile. This one's for you, Rick. Buddy of mine who used to work for them. Very engrossed in what happens with that company. As far as earnings, things like that, which is what this was. Earnings up $8.50, $118 stock. I think this is a sweet spot for many people. Guys, if you wanted to buy a directional trade on TMUS today, on T-Mobile, and you're looking for that 65 to 85 delta here. Let's just get rid of all of these. Way too many strikes there. We don't need that many. We got a 70 delta option. The 116s, you could buy it at 70 cents. Heck, if you went and got 100 delta, you could buy it at 92 cents. I mean, it's just actually, hold on. No, the deltas, I was looking at mid-price. I mean, it's silly how low cost this position is, right? So, and you can look at next week's also if you wanted to, but earnings candidate, we're up, as we said, about 862. We go back here and look, where are we now? 118. So we went through 1, 2, 3, 4 Fibonacci levels. 117.83. Here's my only problem, guys. I don't have a lot of room of movement between those fib lines. That's my only fear. What do we have here? It's only an $18 fib. Okay, so that's slightly bigger. So what we're going to do is pull this back. One of the reasons, and again, if you pick up that guide, that 3-day training series, it talks about fibs. One of the reasons we redraw is when the current move is greater than the previous move. It certainly isn't by much, but it is greater. So we need to be aware of that, cognizant of that fact, right? So where are we again? 118.5. So guys, we're up here. So 18 to 22. All right, so bull put spread below 118. Yeah, it's a little tight, guys. I'm going to look at the 115s, below the 115s. Actually, we'll call it 16, below 116. Right, we're right at that level there at the 118.22. All right, so let's go ahead and see. We had a question came up first. I think it was it Paul said, what strike on the long Facebook? So hard to call it right now, right? And here's why. I don't have the exact numbers on Facebook's options until the market opens. So I need to see delta, Paul. So what I'm going to be looking for on Facebook, where's my option chain? What I'm going to be looking for on Facebook is this. We're going to look at, well, what do we say on Facebook? Bear call spread. Well, bear call spread above 251 in a long put. I'm assuming you meant, did I read it out as what strike on long put? I thought it said call. My bad. So as far as what strike, here's what you're looking for, Paul. Very simple. Go to the delta column. Find the delta that's between 65 and 85 with an open interest of 100. Everything that's above the 247 right now has 100 open interest. Actually, everything I'm looking at from 225, and Facebook's at 247 right now, everything I'm looking at right here has a delta of, has an open interest greater than 100. So find the delta between 65 and 85, and that's the strike I'll be using. All right, so I hope that helps, Paul. Let me know down in the comment section. Andres is asking for Apple, which when you have to hit the S first on Omega charts to get a symbol, it becomes out as Sapple. All right, so Apple down 237 in the pre-market. So they've had nice moves up. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I need my option chain on the other screen just so I can keep my eye on price without having to flip-flop back and forth. So right now we're down at 173. So we're right at that fib line. If we can get a bounce, I like it up to that 176 level on Apple, Andres. Hey, Tom, good morning. SPY, the spy who loved me. So we're down on SPY today, right? Not much, but we're down a bit. So we're down, actually we are down a little more. We're down $7. Well, look at the move we've had in the last half hour since we started here. All right. So on SPY, we're sitting at 450 and a half. Look at that, Tom. How did that happen? How does it happen that it goes right to a dang fib line? Really? Really? It puts us in a neutral bias. If you get an intraday bounce, Tom, I just watched that 452 half with the 21 moving average. But so off of there, you don't have a lot of wiggle room. But if I can get above that 252 half, I've got an opportunity up to 257 half. So there's about $5 move, $4 move in there. Yeah, go figure, Tom says. Exactly. Exactly, Tom. Trip, good morning, sir. It's great seeing you here again today, Trip. Let's take a look at Micron. PK, you in here today? I know PK commented the other day on seeing Trip back, and he missed hearing Micron getting called out. Helps when you hit the right keys. So Micron is down $1.75 right now. All right, so let's see what's going on with them. If they're sitting at 82 3/4 right now, Trip. Yeah, we're down below the 8 moving average, Trip. I'm looking at 80 as our next target. Not a lot of room, but I'm definitely looking at a bearish opportunity. I'm going to write Micron down for today. And I put your name next to it, Trip, so I remember who I got it from. Hey, say hey, how you doing? All right. Yep, he's here. He's like, I'm here. All right, hope that helped, Trip. I did SPY, Paula. I hope it was helpful for you as well. JR is asking for Netflix. One of my favorite trading companies these days is Netflix, right? Let's go look at where they are pre-market. Woo! Down another $12. All right, so that puts them at 417 half. So we're still above our fib line in there. So, you know, a lot of caution. You don't have much room, JR, to downside before we've got a support. We need a clear and concise entry. Clear is the path between where we are and where we're going to. ideally I'd want to get down to the 400, but I've got 415 in my way first. So, and since we're sitting at 417.5, I don't have a lot of room. Break the 415, retest and fail. I'm all over it like brown on rice, right? Yes, I eat the brown rice, so it's no more white on rice. It's brown on rice, right? Just break down, retest, fail, and we're good to go, right? If you get a bounce, I want to see the NASDAQ moving up, which is not happening today with Facebook. If you get the bounce, you've got to move up to 454. But a lot of caution on it right now. I'm day trading it at best. Hope that helps, JR. Kevin said, Rob, W Day was down $10 yesterday. Does that change the fibs? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we probably need to redraw. Probably drawing off of this top down to that bottom. I'm not doing it here because we're going to do it in power option plays. If I do it now, I'll forget. Students in power option plays are going to go, wait, what happened? We changed? What? Where'd that come from? They go back and start watching old videos for it. But yes, and not because of the down $10 even, but we need it because of this bounce that's taking place in here. It's fine that at this point we need to redraw, right? So, yep, definitely need one in there, a new one in there, Kevin. Hope that helps. Robert asked for Apple. Did we do it? We did Apple. Okay, so we did Apple already. Robert, good. I'm like, wait, I just said my Sapple joke there. Say hey said, I love Tripp's trio of stocks. Yep, me too. You are quite welcome, JR, and Kevin as well. You are quite welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everyone. I will see you back here mañana, bright and early tomorrow morning. All right, take care, folks. Bye for now.